Seconds and the gate will drop. They're revving up. We're just about set to go for our moto number 2 from Glen Helen. It's Tortelli out in front. Sebastien Tortelli, number 21 of Team Honda.
Once again, his teammates got to figure out how they're going so fast.
2 former winners here at Glen Helen. LaRocco winning in 93, McGrath in 96. There's number 21, our leader, Tortelli. Number 4, Carmichael.
This guy's off. He had probably a little bit too much pressure, and he's ready to deal with.
Last race of the day, David Bailey. How about that track?
It's terrible right now. I don't mean to, it's in bad condition, and they've done a bad job here. They've done a beautiful job, and the track has just had so much wear. And look how rough. The outside there's rougher. The inside's a deeper rut.
And Carmichael cutting in front of Tortelli now. Ricky Carmichael. Wow, what a day he's having.
A freight train of talent. Carmichael wants to lead this class and make his presence known right away that he is going to be the dominant figure.
A millisecond losing your focus, though, on this track, and it's over.
And it is as rough as I've ever seen it. That berm right there needed to be.
Taking a look at our current leader, Ricky Carmichael, who won the first moto and has led every lap so far of this one. But Sebastien Tortelli not that far away. For this week's Honda Profile, well, Sebastian's doing it. He's hanging on to Ricky Carmichael, and Carmichael's got a challenge on his hands.
I'll tell you what, I know Carmichael trains, but I'm just going to go out on a limb here and say I don't think he trains as hard as Tortelli. You can look at their bodies and kind of see that. But right now, Tortelli is pushing him, and he is forcing Ricky Carmichael to dig deep, and it's all hard at this point.
Answer to our Suzuki trivia question, which French rider won Glen Helen in 98? It wasn't Tortelli, that was 99. It was Mikel Pichon with a 5-1. Mikel now back with the GP motocross circuit in Europe as we take a look at our leader, Ricky Carmichael. Carmichael still has Sebastien Tortelli behind him, but Carmichael has been able to step it up and keep it at a high pace. He's
had to, because Tortelli has stepped it up. And there goes Carmichael again, reaching for his helmet. He does that all the time, doesn't even know why. It's just a habit. But Tortelli has picked it up, and it's forced Carmichael to pick it up. That's what you have to do. Even if Tortelli can't win this moto, you've got to test Carmichael.
Winning both motos. He's led every lap of this second moto. And he's headed right now for his first checkered flag in 250 motocross action outdoors.
Well, you know what? He's 8 for 8 here at this track, and it doesn't matter what they do to it. Change it, forwards, backwards, it doesn't matter. He is perfect at this place.
Well, Sebastian, you went out there and did exactly what you had to do. You got the good start. You're right there at the end. But what about Carmichael?
Yeah, I mean, he's running very fast. You know, I'm not surprised about his speed. I was expecting him that fast, you know, and he's running fast. You know, I was trying hard, but we stayed together a long time, and he pulled away at the end, you know. So, you know, the championship is long, and I'm going to try to stay up there all the time.
Good job on second today.
Thank you.
Well, Ricky, man, the only thing I can say is, wow.
I tell you what, Sebastian was on my tail. Not much, man, that guy was on it, and it was just, I had to keep going and keep going. I couldn't let him know, you know, that he was getting to me, or else he would have got by me. And he rode a great race, and I started to pull away a tad bit, and the lappers got in there, and he closed back up. I was like, oh no. And then I seen that 3 laps left, and I'm like, I got it now. And the streak goes on at Glen Helen.
Ricky Carmichael sweep the 250s here at Budds Creek. The weather has held. We've got terrific conditions.
And Kevin Windham, who started on the inside in the first moto, is on the opposite end of the gate for Moto 2.
Right next to his teammate Tortelli. They're off and running the second moto underway here at Budds Creek. And look at that, number 14, Kevin Windham, again the hole shot.
He just made a straightaway out of it. That was beautiful. First moto at Southwick, losing his clutch. He can't afford to drop more points, and he dropped a lot in that first moto, so he's got to get hot now.
Windham, last year's winner here at Budds Creek, under more damp conditions than we have here. And he'll pick it up a notch. Windham, Villeman, Carmichael, Dowd, and Tortelli.
Pressure from guys who were trying so much hard. A little mistake by Kevin.
Here comes Villeman, bar to bar we go. Don't forget the huge ruts at the bottom of this hill. Villeman wading through them, looks back. He is our new leader. Starting off his first full season in 250s. So winner Ricky Carmichael. He is currently in third, and he is moving.
He better be. Tortelli is moving a little bit quicker and has actually caught this pack. Tortelli could push this into a four-way battle in a matter of like a lap and a half. They were going that much faster.
For that, Tortelli just tried everything possible that he knew of in the book of racing to get by RC, and RC just never cracked.
I think that's what Tortelli was counting on. He was surprised by the fitness of Ricky to go the distance, and they're going to get into it here again.
You think that Ricky will lay back and watch that Villeman Wyndham out for a little while, or is he going to jump up and join it?
There ain't time. Tortelli's right on his rear wheel.
So we got a great battle for first place with Villeman and Wyndham, and a super battle here for third with Ricky Carmichael and Sebastien Tortelli.
Well, Carmichael, like I said in the first moto, he always feels like he's out there, wants to smoke these guys. He always feels like he's got something to prove. He's got so much fire in him.
I've got to win motos. I can't sit back and just be consistent because I've got some catching up to do. And Ricky Carmichael certainly is riding that way. These guys are going so fast.
Just when they come through that whoop section, it looked like earlier in the day they were timing through there, trying to find a rhythm. Now they're just pegged through there. They don't even care if there's a rhythm. They're just, and they're kicking our tails.
Carmichael to the inside, and oh, Ricky Carmichael moves up a notch. What a move by Ricky through that gnarly-looking section.
He didn't care how deep the berm was, as long as it was good enough for the pass. And Tortelli's right there. Look at this battle. And while these guys are battling, and let me add, I cannot believe how fast and how hard these guys are charging. Villeman is pulling away. There
to catch him as Wyndham and Tortelli go at it. Tortelli makes a clean pass on his Team Honda teammate.
It didn't seem like there was any room there, but that has been the favorite spot of Tortelli to get by all these guys. And anticipating the rain, see that green on the top of Tortelli's helmet? That's a sponge. Remember those guys were doing that at Mount Morris in the mud.
In converting to the 250 during a Supercross season, picking up his third 125 crown last year, and now is really showing that this 250 bike is his, and he can handle it.
I'll tell you what, Art.
Come in. What a performance by Carmichael. Now, can he get close enough to intimidate and put pressure on him? Let's go down to Davey in the pit area.
Brian, it's starting to look like Ricky's got a hook into David. Do you think David can fight him off?
You know, I don't know. It's looking like David might be slowing down just a little bit, making a few mistakes on the backside of the track. I hope he can pick it back up. That headache may be coming into play. I don't know. We'll have to see how it goes.
There, David.
Well, this is part of the race where everything's pumping, the adrenaline, the blood, and you got the throbbing going on. He may have a little bit of a problem with trying to focus right now, and who wouldn't? Look at the pressure he has. He gets a big swap right there, and it forces him to the outside berm. I don't think he wanted that one.
What incredible finish. David Villeman currently leads, but look at Ricky Carmichael. Number 4 is right on his tail, and then Sebastien Tortelli is not that far away. Here comes Ricky Carmichael. They're going to go bar to bar. Up the hill we go. Can Carmichael get the angle? No. David Villeman shuts the door, but Ricky goes to the outside. Here comes Carmichael. Carmichael takes the lead. Incredible. Look out for Tortelli, though. Here comes Tortelli. Tortelli looking for second place. Oh, what a great afternoon for Tortelli, despite having his problems with the first turn crash in the first moto, coming all the way back. Tortelli getting a little bobbled there down in the horseshoe.
Tortelli's so focused and so motivated to catch Carmichael. Even his foot coming off the peg right there didn't knock him off center.
The crowd going bananas, as you can see.
It's on Villeman.
I wouldn't be surprised if Tortelli now just doesn't do the same thing to Carmichael with the speed that he's been able to garner.
Well, if this were the first race of the season, then I think Tortelli could be a little bit smart. But he already knows that if he doesn't put enough pressure on Carmichael like he did at the first round.
First moto, and he's sitting in 11th now. But he is the top privateer as we go back to the battle. Carmichael, Tortelli. Ricky Carmichael is really feeling it now. There's Tortelli's move in the shadows. Carmichael comes right back. Back and forth we go. Here comes Tortelli. Oh, my goodness. Bar to bar we go down the hill. Tortelli takes the lead. That was a great move. Great setup.
Just sheer strength. He came into the corner so hot, slammed on the brakes, and just, it was like a tractor. He just moved the dirt around. And it still wasn't enough. He had to go up and use a little bit of finesse to get around Ricky at the top.
So Ricky Carmichael with the second place finish could still take the overall. But Tortelli would have such a sign. We're back for the white flag lap. Sebastien Tortelli taking the lead away from Carmichael. Carmichael not that far away here on the last lap. What does he have planned?
Something outrageous. That's what it's going to take to get around Tortelli, because he is solid. He's going fast enough. Ricky's going to have to take chances.
In this position earlier in the... Oh, whoa, look at that. Ricky Carmichael comes right in and does a block pass on Tortelli. Makes Tortelli stop.
The way he looked back and stopped like that, I'd be so motivated to get him back.
Well, they still have a lot of this lap to go, though. And Tortelli has opportunity. Let's see if he can get him back.
Yeah, Ricky may have pulled the trigger a little early, because now Tortelli... That would just aggravate me. If I ever did something like that to Hannah or Rick Johnson, I'd be parked in the stands the next moment.
But Carmichael has the lead. Will he hold on to get the sweep?
Well, you got to hand it to him. He did what he had to do. That's Ricky Carmichael. That's his style, whatever it takes. You got to admire somebody that wants to win that bad. These guys both do.
Tortelli slipping out just a little bit in the back turn, but you can see that red fender.
That's
right
his favorite corner. Look how close he got.
A lapper, a couple of lappers. They're going to have to work around. Look out, here comes Tortelli on the inside, but Carmichael takes the inside line. He's going to split the lappers. Carmichael. Oh, that was a good break for Ricky. And the checkered flag for Carmichael. His second sweep of the year, his third victory of the season.
Well, Ricky, man, that was a motocross race.
Yeah, it was, Davey. I tell you, got a mediocre start, and all the heavy hitters were in front of me except Sebastian, and he latched onto me there, and he saw my lines, and I couldn't shake. Couldn't shake them, and I'd pass somebody, and he would pass somebody right back, and you know, it seemed like it took me longer to pass people. I don't know if he had Kevin let him by and David let him by, you know, but you know, I rode 100%, and I couldn't shake him when he was behind me, so I let off, and he got by me, and I passed him the last lap. You know, I was getting tired of, you know, these guys pushing me around, and we're out here for a championship. I'm giving it 110%.
So with the victory, Ricky Carmichael goes back into the points lead by 4 over Tortelli, by 10 over Wyndham, and Villeman now slipping from the scene slightly, 30 points behind. Ricky Carmichael, though, in a great points battle. So far this season, it's gone back and forth between Sebastien Tortelli, David Villeman, and Ricky Carmichael. Villeman starting to slip a little bit from the points scene. Carmichael and Tortelli really have a good rivalry going on.
In the beginning, it seemed like Carmichael and Villeman, but it has completely changed to Tortelli and Carmichael, and it's come to a head now with that last lap pass Carmichael put on Sebastian there at Budds Creek. I don't think Sebastian really liked it much.
Do what Stefan Roncada just did in the 125s after he swept Budds Creek. We're right with Ricky Carmichael here on the left. Carmichael, good start, but it's David Villeman on the Yamaha gets the hole shot. Villeman's first hole shot of the year. Ricky Carmichael in second place. The red bike team Honda number 14, Kevin Wyndham fighting for third, gets into third place. Tortelli also a good clean start.
Right there behind Ferry. Look at the way these guys whip the bike sideways as they go off that ski jump. That would make me a little nervous if I was sitting around 5th or 6th. Little mistake there. Didn't cost anybody any time, but the clutch in Southwick killed him.
That look back to Carmichael. I wonder if he picked that up from RC a couple of weeks ago.
It's head games, a little bit of showing off, a little bit of, hey, what are you doing back there? You know, but we'll see. I mean, you just don't want to do that stuff when you got a fiery little guy like Carmichael behind you that just will do anything he can to win.
The redhead is on the move against David Villeman. Ricky Carmichael putting the pressure. 250 Moto number 1. Ricky Carmichael looking for opportunity against 934 on the Team Yamaha. Carmichael has the inside. Can he make it stick? Carmichael makes the pass into the lead.
Well, heading up into that right turn, I didn't really see a mistake from Villeman. It was just that Carmichael went that much faster. So he wants to get into the lead and just disappear from these guys. Tortelli a little nervous. He's got to stay close. Kevin doesn't even matter. Villeman doesn't even matter to Tortelli. It's Carmichael he wants, and he's got to get past these guys now to have a chance at it.
Tortelli is so good in cutting up through the field.
Yeah, we could go off and say, well, oh, a little mistake there by Kevin.
And here comes Tortelli in the good position to take advantage of it.
That was so smart. It was a great decision for him to go wide in that berm because he had both Villeman and his teammate taking that inside berm. So there really wasn't anything to gain by him going in there and following. He didn't have anybody pressuring him, so he could take that chance, and it paid off.
Tortelli really stepping it up now.
Track's starting to get a lot more ruts now.
Michael trying to hold on to the points lead here in the first moto with David Villeman in second.
And Rookie looked back there coming out of that corner, and he wasn't looking back at Villeman. He was looking back to see where Tortelli is, I believe.
RC running smooth out in front right now. Let's go to the pit area. Davey Combs is making his way over to Ricky Carmichael's mechanic.
Chad, it looks like another lightning fast start for Ricky. That momentum from that 1-1 at Butts Creek carries over here at Redbud.
Yeah, he's got a good start, and he's riding a good pace right now. But the main four guys are all first through fourth, so there's no play time in this moto.
I saw Sebastien Tortelli's mechanic, Shane Drew, already wrote pass now on Sebastian's board. This is only the third lap.
Yeah, I mean, if those two guys in second, third would get caught up to each other, they might lose a little bit of time. But Tortelli's definitely got a good pace going right now.
Right behind him.
He's in his draft. There's some places around the track, just to stay close enough to have an opportunity in another place, you've got to stay right in the line. But here you see different line.
Sebastien Tortelli on the rear tire of David Villeman as they... Here comes Tortelli in the second place.
And a little different timing through there. He actually bounces over one of those big bumps. It's been a weird section today for the riders to try to figure out. There's no smooth way. You just got to muscle through there. But Tortelli really bothering Villeman all the way up over the rock.
He's gaining on Carmichael. Going by the mechanics area now. Shane Drew, what's on the board? He's 3 seconds back. That's nothing to Tortelli.
For the next one.
Carmichael down the hill, looks back to see where Tortelli might be. Hits the rut. Absolutely perfect.
Carmichael has been flawless so far, but I just don't know if his pace is fast enough. Look at Tortelli. Forget about that 3 seconds. It's on.
It's down to at least a second right now and closing rapidly. A down lapper trying to stay out of the way.
It's on now, though, Art, because that first round at Glen Helen, when Tortelli kept the pressure on and Carmichael didn't crack, he knows that now. He knows he's really got to apply the pressure hard. He knows that Carmichael will come back like last week and run into him if he has to get the win.
Chad Watts looking on anxiously now. There's Tortelli, number 21, getting by a lapper. Oh, this is going to be a great one. It's a dilly right now with Ricky Carmichael trying to hold off the charge of number 21, Team Honda's Sebastien Tortelli. Tortelli is determined, though, to make a move against Carmichael.
He's able to take different lines everywhere, as you see right there. He's got Carmichael nervous, looking over his shoulder.
Oh, the fans are going crazy here at Redbud. To the inside, Tortelli. Acceleration of Carmichael, though, holds him off for one more turn. Here's Tortelli to the outside. Inside, outside, Tortelli takes the lead.
Beautiful pass, clean move on the outside where you would least expect it, right in front of Ricky's mechanic. This will make that kind of rub in a little bit more. He's able to go to the outside right there, too, over the double jump. So now Ricky thought Sebastien might try to square under him, so he got on the brakes a little extra. Sebastien guessed right, went to the outside, which would put him on the inside coming into this next corner. Cuts right back in front of the line of Ricky, so he has no chance to come back.
Back on the last lap to repass Sebastien Tortelli for the victory.
I believe right now Sebastien is on a roll. He's going to try to take this next couple of laps and just ruin the spirit of Ricky.
Oh, the battle continues. Let's go down to Davey in the pits.
Shane, turns out he didn't have to get too aggressive. He just went around him. He just motored by him, but now he's got to stay ahead of him. We saw what happened last race, so he's got to get a bigger lead than what he's got right now.
An overall victory so far this year. He had one last year, and that was the opening round at Glen Helen.
You don't see that much celebrating from Sebastien, but he got a little thumbs up right there over the jump. This is an emotional win for him. He wanted it bad.
And the checkers are waving. Sebastien Tortelli.
Tell us about the pass on Carmichael for the lead.
You know, I went pretty hard in the corner just before on his outside, and he didn't see coming, and I just got his a little bit harder on the first corner, and you know, I went by the outside. I think he was surprised. He was not waiting for me there. So that was a great pass for me. You know, I was a tiny bit faster than him, so I just, you know, did a small hole in a couple laps, and that was enough to win. You know, I didn't do the same mistake as 2 weeks ago. You know, I learned pretty quick, and I learned that one pretty bad, and I'm pissed about it. So hopefully, you know, that won't happen anymore this year or anywhere in my racing career.
Ricky, that moto looked a lot like Bud's Creek. You led for a long time, and then Sebastien got you at the end, but this time he held you off.
Yeah, he did. I don't know what happened. He was riding good, and I thought I was riding the same pace, and I had a little lead on him. Then all of a sudden, I looked back, and excuse me, he was past Vielman and right on my tail. I didn't get any help from the lappers out there, but that's the way it goes. He was riding a strong race, and I need to do something.
Ricky Carmichael came into Red Bud with this 4-point lead over Sebastien. But after the sweep by Tortelli, it's Tortelli leaving Red Bud with a 4-point advantage. An awesome day for Tortelli. We're back with more 250 action. First moto, Troy, Ohio. After we saw Brock Sellards win the 125 opening moto, now we've got a good battle underway for first place here for the 250s. Ricky Carmichael taking the lead away from number 14, Kevin Windham, but Windham is just not letting him off the hook. More like a Supercross track.
I don't think cautious is part of Ricky's strategy right now, Art.
Let's join Davey for some more insight here with Troy. Back to the racing. Carmichael going through that gnarly section, still in the lead. Tortelli's in third, but the two of them are starting to pull a little bit away from Tortelli. There you see 21.
He's got to stay in contact with those guys, just for his own mental state of mind for the rest of this race. If they start to get away a little bit and start to try harder and make mistakes, someone always does.
30 wins for David Bailey, and here's the victory, the checkered flag for Ricky Carmichael.
Ricky, that was a good moto for you. Not only did you get the win, but you got the points lead too. You're a point up on Tortelli.
Yeah, it's good, Davey. I tell you, it was awesome. Me and Kevin out there like old days on 125s. Got a great start. My Chevy truck's Kawasaki Bridgestone tires was hooking up out of the gate. I'm getting good starts, and that's what it's going to take for this championship. And
we have word that Sebastien Tortelli, despite taking third, did it with gritted teeth and some serious ramifications maybe in the future. Let's check in with Davey Combs to see what it might be.
Well, unfortunately, I don't have our third place rider, Tortelli. He came into the finish line area, pulled off for a second, stalled his bike, and could not get his foot down on the ground. Apparently, he's turned his ankle. In fact, it was so bad I had to start his bike for him so he could ride back to the pit area. We'll try and find out what's going on for the start of the second moto, but this might throw a big wrench and a bad wrench in the plans of Honda for this outdoor championship and in their battle with Ricky Carmichael.
Tortelli with that sore ankle or foot next to Kevin Windham, who did him no favors in the first moto. And there's Carmichael. Let's watch him as they're off and running. Carmichael with a good start. Carmichael with a great start. He'll get the whole shot. A good clean first turn anyway as Carmichael comes out of it on top.
He was able to outlast Kevin in that first moto. He should be able to do the same thing again. He knows that Tortelli's not 100%, so who the heck else is out there that can run him down?
Another thing is, it's not that hot here at Troy, Ohio, and the humidity is down from years past. So that's even got to give him more of a boost psychologically, that he doesn't have to deal with that heavy humidity. Ooh, he's on the go. Great shot. Bar to bar we go. Kevin Windham moves out in front. Ricky Carmichael comes back.
That's what Kevin's got to do. He's got to keep the pressure on, let him know. I mean, the more pressure, the better.
Ricky Carmichael and Windham go at it. Davey.
Absolutely. And you're talking about a guy that wasn't sure if he was going to ride the second moto or not. There he makes the pass. I should move him up into 4th. I mean, the question's been answered. Tortelli can ride in pain, and just like Carmichael, he's just going to do whatever it takes to win this championship.
Well, the word has just been sent down that Sebastien Tortelli not only got his ankle or foot taken off the pegs once, but twice in that first moto.
Sometimes that's what you need. You need to get a little slap, a little dose of reality, realize how much talent you're up against, because things went well for him in the Supercross. He needs to attack the outdoors with a little bit more aggression and probably a little bit more respect for some of these guys that have been doing it for a while.
So Tortelli went down. No, he's got to be in pain, David.
That's too bad. You know, last year the season pretty much ended with him injured, and I just hate to see that be the reason that he can't win this championship, or at least have a shot at it.
Well, Tortelli hasn't given up yet. Look out, Sebastian's on the roll right now. Tim Ferry can't hold on to it. Tortelli with a very significant pass into 4th.
This is a gutsy ride. You know the guy's riding in pain. Imagine when you just go to step on your foot, a sharp pain shoots all through it and up your leg, okay? And he's out there racing like that.
Boy, those are some big names to put RC next to, huh?
He deserves it.
And it's a fact that only Jeff Ward has come off a 125 title and won a 250 title the next year, of which he would duplicate. The checkers for Ricky Carmichael. Kevin Windham taking a 2nd place, and Mike LaRocco holding on to that 3rd. So you had 2 Hondas in front of Tortelli.
Well, Ricky, after last week's win at Unadilla, you said you wanted to come to Kenworthy and go 1-1. You did just that, and then you got the benefit of an injury to Tortelli. You finished 4th. You got an 8-point lead.
It feels good to be back in the points league. I tell you, Kawasaki Chevy trucks, Bridgestone tires have been hooking up excellent on the starts. You know, that's the key to this championship, to get out away from all the chaos in the back section, or in the middle of the pack in the starts, and been getting killer starts. And you know, I felt good. Kevin was on my tail all day for the first half of the race, keeping me honest, and I gapped him both motos and was able to ride my own race. I tell you, my bike was working awesome that moto. I felt good. It was a fun moto.
So Ricky Carmichael now takes an 8-point lead on Sebastian Tortelli as their rivalry continues. Kevin Windham not that far off, but Villeman and LaRocco slipping from contention. 6 of the 7 races, taking a 2nd in the other. And 9 of 14 motos.
Now he's looking back right now, wondering where that number 21 is, and there he is. Bent handlebars, the back end is sagging. I don't think he's going to be able to finish, Art. Look at the bike.
Well, this could be the determining factor for the championship. Let's go down to the pit area. Davey.
Guys down here in the mechanics area, terrible break for Sebastian Tortelli. It looks like the subframe of his Honda is broken. He had a big crash up on top of the hill. If you get a look at the handlebar, you can see the clutch side's bent down. And the mechanics there, Shane Drew, Mike Gosler pulling the seat back. Tortelli with a DNF. That's going to inch Carmichael closer to the national championship.
So the former 2-time GP world champion sees another chance at American title go astray of AMA national outdoor titles. That is an awesome figure. The checkers for Ricky Carmichael. He's also carrying the banner for all of those 250 Florida riders who wished they'd have won a title in the national outdoors, because he is the first Floridian ever to win the 250 motocross title.
How sweet it is for Ricky Carmichael. I talked with him before this outdoor season got started, and it was as though he expected to win this championship. And I thought,
well, Ricky, not bad for a day's work. It's your 5th national win in a row, 33 for your career, and not to mention another national championship. Congratulations, #1 again.
Thanks, Davey. Feels great to win the championship today. I had Steel City stuck in my mind, you know. Didn't expect to happen here, and can't say enough for my sponsors. Kawasaki Chevy trucks, Oakley, Fox, everyone at Fox, Scott Taylor, everybody. Oakley, Johnny O, you know, he's taking care of me, and, you know, thanks. Man, THQ, Schwinn, Aeronautique, Kicker, Bridgestone tires, you know, everybody, man. I'm kind of speechless right now. I don't know what to say.
Well, let's let Duke Finch, AMA Pro Racing motocross manager, step in and give you something.
Ricky, congratulations, Rick. Anybody had any doubt on your 250 ride, and we put that aside. Again, congratulations on behalf of the AMA and all your fans.
Thanks a lot, Duke. Thanks. It feels good. Yeah.
Okay. Hey, let's get Scott Taylor in here. He's got something for you too, Rick.
Well, I'd like to thank Scott. I was wondering if he had one this weekend or what, but it'll be be great to have that on my back next year.
When going back to the amateur ranks and seeing Ricky Carmichael take 8 Loretta Lynn's championships, you're never quite positive what he might do when graduating to the pros.